They say lightning never strikes the same place twice. But in the case of a 7-year-old girl from Norway, it didn't just strike, it set the entire music industry on fire. Good evening, I'm reporting on a vocal evolution that has defied every law of the music business. Over a decade ago, a barefoot child stood before a stunned panel of judges, delivering a rendition of Gloomy Sunday that felt less like a talent show performance and more like a spiritual awakening. At the time, skeptics claimed it was a parlor trick, a child mimicking the pain of jazz legends like Billie Holiday without truly understanding the weight of the lyrics. However, as we look at the data from 2024 leading into 2026, the narrative has shifted from novelty act to global powerhouse. The sheer gravity of her early work created a standard that few thought a teenager could maintain. As she navigated the treacherous waters of puberty, a period where many child stars lose their signature tone, the industry watched with bated breath. Reporters at the time noted a brief period of silence, leading to rumors that her vocal cords were under immense strain or that the magic had simply evaporated. But what we've witnessed since her return to the spotlight is nothing short of a biological miracle. The old soul hasn't just survived, it has expanded. Her range has deepened, moving from the haunting whispers of her youth into a resonant, chest-driven power that vibrates through the screen. We are seeing a transition that rarely happens in the modern era, a child star who didn't just burn out but instead forged a diamond under the pressure of global expectation. The viral clips of 2014 were merely the prologue to a much more complex story that is currently unfolding on the world stage, and the numbers don't lie. Her audience is growing faster now than it ever did during her initial rise to fame. She has transformed from a curiosity into a legitimate cultural force, proving that true talent is not a phase, but a lifelong evolution that only deepens with time. In a world where a major record deal is considered the ultimate prize, one of the most shocking developments of 2025 was Angelina Jordan's decision to walk away from the machine entirely. The headlines were buzzing last year when reports surfaced regarding a major artistic pivot between Angelina and Republic Records. To the average observer, having the backing of the world's most powerful label is a dream come true, but for an artist of this caliber, the golden cage of corporate expectations began to rattle. Sources close to the situation suggested that there were significant creative differences regarding her sound. The rumor mill was working overtime, with speculations that the label pressured her to adopt a more radio-friendly, synthesized pop persona, essentially stripping away the raw, organic soul that made her a household name. Instead of bowing to the pressure, Angelina made a move that left industry analysts stunned. She chose the path of independence. This wasn't just a career shift, it was a declaration of war against the manufactured music industry. Reporters covering the transition noted that she began surrounding herself with a tighter, more loyal circle, including hitmaker Toby Gad, who seemed to understand her vision of a dark pop hybrid. This period was marked by a series of cryptic social media posts and a sudden drop in traditional media appearances, leading many to believe a clash of titans was happening behind closed doors. By moving her operations to a more private, independent structure, she regained control over her masters and her image. This high-stakes gamble paid off as we moved into 2026, where her independent releases began outperforming the very chart toppers the labels tried to mold her after. It's a classic story of David versus Goliath, but in this version, David has a voice that can shatter glass. The accusations surfaced that the industry tried to silence her unique frequency, but she simply built her own frequency instead, proving that an artist's integrity is worth more than any corporate contract. If you want to see the future of live entertainment, you have to look toward the neon lights of the Las Vegas Strip, where Residency has just rewritten the history books. Reporting live from the atmosphere surrounding the Westgate Las Vegas, the energy is undeniable. As we move through early 2026, the Angelina Jordan experience has become the must-see event of the decade. This isn't the jazz club vibe of her early years. This is a full-scale cinematic production that showcases a woman who has fully stepped into her power. Observers in the front row have described the experience as otherworldly, noting that her voice now possesses a vibrato so controlled it feels engineered, yet it remains entirely unplugged and raw. One of the most talked about aspects of this 2026 run is her adamant refusal to use digital pitch correction. In an industry where live often means lip-synced, Angelina is standing as a pillar of authenticity. Recent rumors regarding her health and vocal stamina were quickly put to rest when she performed a 3-hour set without a single break, hitting notes that many thought were lost to her childhood range. Reporters have also highlighted the visual evolution on stage. She has traded the simple dresses of her youth for high fashion, avant-garde looks that signal her arrival as a style icon, yet that one famous detail remains: she is still performing without shoes. This residency isn't just about the music, it's a financial juggernaut. Estimates suggest her 2026 earnings from this run alone have pushed her net worth into a new tier, proving that staying true to your roots is actually a viable business model in the age of AI-generated content. The revelations coming out of these shows suggest that she isn't just a singer anymore. She's a composer, a conductor, and a visionary who is directing every second of her own narrative. The contrast between the shy girl we knew and the commanding presence on the Vegas stage is the most dramatic, then V's now transformation we've seen in years, marking the definitive arrival of a mature superstar who answers to no one but her audience. While the world watches the glitz and the glamour, a deeper mystery remains hidden in the lyrics of her 2026 double album release, hinting at untold stories and hidden struggles. We turn now to the content of her latest work, Secret of the Soul, which has sent shockwaves through the critical community. For the first time, Angelina is opening up about the darker chapters of her journey. The lyrics are being parsed by fans and reporters alike for clues about the challenges she faced during her hiatus. There is a specific mysterious quality to her new songwriting that suggests she has dealt with intense personal conflicts that were never made public. While she remains a private individual, the themes of betrayal, resilience, and finding one's light in the darkness are prevalent throughout the 2026 tracks. Some industry insiders have speculated that these songs refer to the legal hurdles she faced while breaking free from her previous contracts, what some have called a liberation from a system that didn't value her autonomy. Furthermore, the recent rumors of a high-profile collaboration with a secret superstar have kept her name at the top of the trending lists for weeks. Despite the fame, she maintains a level of underground credibility that is almost impossible to manufacture. Reporters have noted that her off-stage life is remarkably quiet, avoiding the typical Hollywood incidents that plague her peers. This discipline has allowed her to focus entirely on the craft, resulting in a 2026 vocal quality that is arguably the best in the world right now. She has mastered the art of the whisper-to-roar transition, a technique that requires immense physical strength and breath control. As we analyze the then V's now trajectory, it's clear that her voice didn't just get better in a technical sense, it gained a layer of lived experience. It's the sound of someone who has seen the edge of the abyss and decided to sing about it instead of falling in. The speculation continues to grow. Is she the final boss of the music industry, or is she just getting started? Whatever the answer, the 2026 version of Angelina Jordan is a masterclass in artistic survival.